First of all, impressive performance game 1 of the 2025 121st Annual Fall Classic, also known as the World Series. Wow. All I gotta say is, wow. It was awesome. The final score was tonight 11-4, their first World Series win, and their first World Series win at the Skydome / Rogers Center since 1993 when Joe Carter walked it off Game 6 of the 1993 World Series. Yeah, 3-run homer, and that clinches their second championship title back-to-back since 77-78 Yankees. Yes, I think my mom remembers that. Yeah, and this my mom remembers the 92-93 as I talk about this. Yeah, they beat the Phillies. The year after, they beat the Braves. Today's the 33rd anniversary of the 1992 World Series. I told Mom about that. That was Dave Winfield's go-ahead game-winning single at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. And that was when Deion Sanders had problems with the Falcons and the Braves-Falcons back-and-forth travel. And Jerry Glanville says that Deion's not starting because he hasn't been practiced all week. He got punished for, let's just say, 1, 2, or 3 plays until the next one comes in. Yeah, but he has to stand right next to him, that type of deal, until he plays. But he doesn't know anything about the playbook until the baseball with the Braves. He's also not starting. Yeah, because of the general manager and the team owner. Yeah, they weren't too happy. Deion's not too happy about this. Anyways, off with that, he's still coaching in Colorado. Yeah, we got college football coming up, speaking. So, break it all down, especially the NASCAR on Martinsville elimination race. And the reason I'm wearing this, the Spurs won again against the Pelicans. I was going to make a video, but it's too late. It's too late. This is the World Series. I want to make a video. They're now 2-0, speaking. Go Spurs, go, right? And now, the World Series. Wow. Dodgers lost their second postseason this postseason. One on the road tonight, and then the last loss was at home, game 3 at their home against the Phillies. Yeah, where the Phillies was all over them. And look at the box score. Tonight is all Addison Barger. He's the player of the game. He went 2 for 2. 1 runs, only a grand slam with the RBIs. 4 RBIs, 1 home run, and that is only the grand slam. He was perfect. The dude was perfect. And I gotta give it to Trey Yesavage tonight. The only American Athletic Conference college player out of East Carolina University Pirates for their baseball prospect. Yes, shout out to my brother, to another mother, Sean Franchise 6. You can follow him on, let's just say, on Threads, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Yeah, follow his account, and he's a ECU sports fan. Yankees, Carolina Hurricanes, like me. His Giants. Oh yeah, New Jersey Devils, and follows Auto Racing Motorsports. That's awesome to tell you. But next time we'll make a NASCAR video when it comes to the Championship 4. So when the time comes, I don't know. So anyways, baseball. Addison Barger's the game, and it all leads off to Alejandro Kirk. He went 3 for 3 tonight. 3 runs, 2 ribbies, 1 home run, and 1 walk. That saved his game. But tonight, Vlad Guerrero Jr. went 2 for 4, and 2 for 5 belonged to George Springer. But the worst thing tonight is got to be Miles Straw and Schneider. Schneider did not play wealthy. They need to step it up in Game 2 tomorrow, because look at the team's numbers. 14 out of 35 at-bats, 11 runs, and ribbies, 3 home runs, And that was the home run we just saw. It was, wait for it, Dalton Varsho. Yeah, that tied the game up at 2. That's right. In the bottom of the 4th inning. Yeah, in the 4th inning when they took off Blake Snell, and we'll show you the clip because I don't want the sounds. I don't want to get copyrighted. I'm just gonna leave it off the audio. What I'm doing right now. Whoops, my bad. What I'm doing. So here is the breakdown. You're looking at home runs. Varsho, 3rd in the postseason. Snell on no outs. 1 on, no outs. And then another one. Goes to this. 6 innings on 2 outs, and then Barger, 6 innings. Yeah, 3 on, 1 out with a grand slam, and then Alejandro. Yeah, that was Alejandro Kirk in the 6th inning. Yeah, that's right. Alejandro Kirk, his 4th to the postseason. Barger's 3rd in the postseason. And there's the ribbies. For that, and then 2 out ribby Alejandro Kirk. And there's the fielding. Straw, Freddie Freeman at 3rd base, assists. Now, the only home run tonight is got to be Shohei Ohtani. I'll give him credit for that. He went 1 for 4, but only 1 run, 2 ribbies, and home run, walk, and Ks that he struck out. So he just hammers in the right field in the 7th inning off Fisher. 1 out, 1 on, 1 out. The rest of them played terrible today. Yes, Mookie Betts went 1 for 4, 1 for 3. Will Smith, same thing with Max Muncy, Enrique Kike Hernandez, Tommy Edman. Eddie Baez went 0 for 4. Same with Freddie Freeman, went 0 for 3. And that was pretty awful. The saving win belonged to Doming. And the loser belonged to Blake Snell, because Blake Snell only had 4 Ks, 5 errors, 3 walks, 8 hits allowed. In the saving game, 2 Ks. For this Dominguez, Dominguez. With no walks, 2 Ks, no errors, no hits allowed, 1.5 inning pitch. Trey Yesavage went off. Only 5 Ks. 3 walks allowed, 2 errors allowed, 2 runs allowed. Well, 2 errors, 2 runs allowed, and 4 hits allowed. Only 4 inning pitch, and 4.26 ERA right there. And Flally only had 1 strikeout. Dominguez had 2 strikeouts. Fisher, Chris Bassett, and then Lauder will top it off on the last, on the saving. And then Blake Snell, we tell you that one. Everybody else did not hold themselves off, because they get Sheenan on 1 walk allowed. Everybody's got hits allowed, but Banda and Klein. And yes, Varsho hit by a pitch with Blake Snell from Blake Snell. And you can see right there on call strikes, foul balls, all of that stuff. If you want to pause that, go for it. And game 2 is tomorrow night at the same time, same place. And now I might go to recaps, which I may read the few of them, but here we go. Addison Barger launched the first hit pitch grand slam in the World Series history. Alejandro Kirk added a 2-run homer in the 9-run 6th inning, and the Toronto Blue Jays overwhelmed the defending champion Los Angeles Dodgers 11-4 on Friday night's opener. Dalton Varsho started Toronto's comeback from a 2-0 deficit with a 2-run drive in the 4th off 2-time Cy Young Award winner Blake Snell. And yes, you remember Blake Snell in 2020. They pulled him out in Game 6 with the Rays. They had a heck of a start, and guess what happened? The Dodgers came back. Now it's coming back to haunt them again. The long ball barrage was fading as the Fall Classic returned to Toronto for the first time since 1993 when Joe Carter hit only the second walk-off homer to end the World Series. Since yes, Bill Mazeroski beat the Yankees his Pirates in 1960 Game 7, and a usual tie to that night 32 years ago. Varsho was named after Darren Daulton, the Philadelphia Phillies catcher. Mitch Williams was throwing to when Carter connected. Yes, that I think my mom remembers that. My mom does remember that time in her timeline. I wasn't even alive 4 years later. And tonight is my first night watching the Blue Jays. Shohei Ohtani hit his first series home run for the heavily favored Dodgers, seeking to become the first repeat champion since the New York Yankees took 3 titles in a row from 1998 through 2000. Yep, that was when I was born in 97 till the Yankees won it. Los Angeles was trailed by 9 runs when he connected off Braden Fisher for a 2-run shot in the 7th, his 4th homer in 2 games. Fans angry at Ohtani spurred the Blue Jays to sign with the Dodgers in December 2023, chanted, "We don't need you." Yeah, I remember that during the winter meetings when we were all busy. What's going on? What's going to happen to Shohei? Is he going to sign with the Blue Jays? Unfortunately, he did not. He chose the Dodgers. Yamamoto chose with the Dodgers too. That time, the same month, 2 weeks later, yeah, and Yank the Tank went on a big full-time rant on his live stream. And by the way, go subscribe to his channel. Yeah. When he came to the plate in the 9th, and yes, we already know how to mention this. Now, here is the big clip. I want to tell you this, Major League Baseball. So we could just tell you this one. Here comes the Addison Barger Grand Slam. I want to show you this. And here's the big one. He just hit it right down to Addison Barger and it just went off the bat. And that was it. That was all he had. His first pitch hit Grand Slam in World Series history. And then another one. Alejandro Kirk. Here goes another one. And goodbye. Pretty awesome, huh? It was a big blowout, wide open. And here's another one with Shohei Ohtani, his first career World Series home run. Because last year he could have done one against the Yankees. So there's that. Well, that explains all of this, huh? Well, if the Blue Jays are up 2-0, and here's the funny story that I'm looking at ever since. This is the funniest story I have seen. Someone just mentioned this for me. And here is the ones that, and this tells me this. Look at this. World Series matchups. Of the 2 teams to sweep the LCS and the World Series win a 7 games. It all started back in 1985. And let's just say my mom remembers this. The A sweep the Toronto Blue Jays. And the Dodgers took down, the Mets, the New York Mets. And the Dodgers beat the A's 4-1. Yep. In my timeline, I do remember this. The Tigers sweep the A's. In Game 4, the Cardinals beat the Mets at 7, and then the Cardinals win 4-1 over the Tigers at the New Busch Stadium. Yep, I do remember that. I do remember that because my sisters wanted to watch some Cartoon Network Halloweens. Yeah, let's just go back and forth to that. And then a year later, Colorado sweeps Arizona. And then Boston was down 3-1 against the Cleveland Indians, and they went from 3-1, 4-3, and then Boston sweeps Colorado 4-0. Tigers sweep the Yankees. That was in my second year high school days. They beat the heck out of the New York Yankees. That was when Jeter got hurt himself. That was the end of his series. They sweep them, and then the Giants beat the Cardinals from down 3-1. They win the series, and then the Giants sweep the Tigers. Yes, I do remember that. I do remember that. Today's the anniversary, by the way, when the Panda Bear hit 3 home runs in the World Series. Now, Dodgers, we already know they sweep the Brewers, and then Toronto beat Seattle. We're down 0-2 at home, down 3-2, and they win the series. Now, can they do it again? I can say we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see, guys, because this is the biggest World Series event ever. And if this happens. So, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Smash the like buttons. And subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I almost lost it, but still. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Maybe after Game 2. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But what a start of the World Series. Peace. I'm out. Until next time. Go Blue Jays.